All right, welcome to another tie-dyeing day. We've got a shirt here that has been pre-washed, 100% cotton, because that's what we need with our Procyon MX dyes. So yes, check for 100% cotton and soaked in soda ash I probably left it for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I put it on a spin cycle without rinsing it. And as per usual, I don't have much of a predetermined plan for this shirt. I'll figure it out as we go. It's part of the fun. So just kind of like laying it out flat at this point. I'd like to maybe try a new design. Probably has a name, to be honest. I don't know the name. If you do, post it, share it with me or I'll look it up afterward. So I'm going to start by just folding this so that we get a center line down the center of the shirt. And I'm going to line up everything else. So we're going to line up the sleeves, line up the collars. I'm working on my kitchen island right now, which is nice because I can work from both sides. So I'm going to just make sure that the collar is all nice and symmetrical. And we're going to get started. So everything that's on the left side of the shirt will be the same on the right side of the shirt, no matter what, which gives nice symmetry right down the center. So the idea that I have today is that we're going to measure up this shirt and we're going to do pleated folds that kind of look like this. Like an accordion fold all the way up the shirt. Starting at the bottom, I'm going to use a straight edge ruler and we're going to measure out our pleats. We could go every 2 inches, which would mean 1 inch up, 1 inch down, 1 inch up, 1 inch down, all the way up here. So I'm just going to measure out every 2 inches. You can use any washable marker. And the beauty of that is it sets up your guides, and then you apply your dye, and then when you're done, it all washes out. We're going to go every 2 inches. And then we're going to draw some lines. These lines will allow us to know where our peaks need to be across the entire design, which will be really cool because in the end, if we do everything correctly, all of these peaks will be lined up and you'll be able to see them all. I don't like this color, sienna. It's okay. When it's wet, it comes out a little bit like baby diarrhea. So that's what they should have called this marker. And I'm just doing these again every 2 inches, drawing some lines. Okay, so we're getting up to the top here. And the last one, we're just gonna eyeball, we don't really need it. Okay, step 1 done.
Step 2 is start your folds. I'm folding up from the bottom of the shirt, and I'm doing a very simple accordion style fold. You fold half of the fold downwards and half of the fold upwards. The trick here is that you want to land all of the tops of your folds on the marker line. I used a ruler temporarily. It didn't really work that well, so I stopped using it. Really, my fingers were the best bet in the end.
I keep feeling like the ruler will help, and then doesn't help me one bit. Let's just try to use our fingers and pick that up. That's easier than the folding. I am finding that this side, because this is where the seams of the shirt are, is becoming a little bit harder to deal with. So let's see if we can do that again. We're gonna use our fingers. This is my index and middle finger to pick up on either side of that marker line. So far, so all right. We're doing okay, folks. We're doing okay. So again, using my index and middle finger, picking up on either side of that marker line seems to be the trick. I've left this bottom edge until the very end because it was finicky at the beginning. So we'll deal with you later. Okay, so far so good. I lost count though. Probably doing okay. Getting into the sleeve area. Just as I start to figure stuff out, We have more to deal with. That's okay. Optimize for the center of the shirt, since that's what most people will see, and then we'll see if we can get the sleeves in here too in some fashion. But I'm going to always start here in the center. Let's get this again. Looking good so far, nice and tight, nice and straight, which is exactly what we want. And last but not least, very top there. Now, what I said before, this bottom part was causing me some grief, so I left it, only to bring it back now. And I will fold it up like that, giving us our final pleat. I think what I'm going to do at this point is toss around some elastics, hair clips here as well. So that's the next step. So let's start by just clipping everything nicely together. That one is big enough. That one's also big enough. I can use a small one on here. So we've just done the accordion fold on the shirt. And what I'd like to do is some tight lines across here. And we will use sinew for that. Sinew is a simulated sinew, actually, and it's a waxy type cord that you can wind very tight, and it will prevent your dye from leaking from one section to the next section as you go through this. I like to make sure that the center of my shirt is most perfect. If things get a little bit wonky by the end, we'll just be on the side sleeves there, and it might actually look cool. But I'm going to put my most effort into ensuring that these sections right here are the most accurate. I'm just going to toss around some extra elastics here just to kind of hold everything in our nice, beautiful accordion that we worked so hard to achieve. So these aren't very tight, so ink is going to flow underneath that, and actually we'll replace those with sinew as we go. But just in case we take these clips off, I want to have some elastics in place to hold everything beautiful and nice and tight. All right, let's get started with this sinew. This is a slip knot. You can pull it fairly tight, and I'm gonna start it right here. This is the very center of the shirt, and I'm gonna come in about 1 inch from the center of the shirt. We'll pull our slip knot, and then I'm gonna flip this around because I'm right-handed, and I'm gonna loop this a couple times. Then we're gonna pull really tight. I don't know, let's try holding on to this right now. Last time I've been using the screwdriver. Let's see if this is any better. Okay, do another loop there. You know what? You can see why I used the screwdriver before. I don't know if you can see this, but if I pull on here, it's just tightening everything else down. Problem that I had with this screwdriver is that it itself was too slippery. Let me go see if I have one that has a little bit more grip on it. That one might work better. So this can just stay off to the side. Now what I'm going to do is I want to start a little bit of a crisscross. The screwdriver is working much better than the other plastic one. I don't know. I just went for what was around already, which was my screwdriver. Once I get down halfway, I'll show you what I've been doing. Essentially just crisscrossing, going back and forth, tying up the sinew, tightening it as I go. Again, the wax on the sinew helps separate the colors, and I'm pulling it fairly tight using the screwdriver wrapped around there. And working our way down across the pleated folds that we had before. looking pretty good, folks. So I'm going to continue to move these elastics down my pleats as we replace their pressure with our sinew. The pleats are staying nice and crisp so far. You can see on the sides, I've just been doing a pattern that looks kind of like these V shapes on the top. It's starting to get these little X's or hourglass symbols. I don't know if that's right or not, but it is symmetrical and it is down the whole front of the shirt. So this should start to look pretty neat once we get dye on it. All right, we're getting down to the transition to the sleeve. So we'll just continue doing what we're doing. I bet you some of you can tie these shirts much faster than I can. And one day I will catch up to you. But for now, that's okay. We're into the last section here. So if you remember, we have our marker on the arms, which is where our pleats were. That's great. They're getting a little bit looser though. So I'm going to try my best to use this single elastic to keep them where they are until we are right down toward the end. And it's on the sleeve. Doesn't quite matter for a design right now. I mean, it would be nice to have your pattern go right down the sleeve. We worked so hard to get this far. Okay, good news. This screwdriver is definitely working better than old screwdriver, which was way too slippery. We're looking good. It's going to be an L, although the shirt's going to be a W, but right now it looks like an L. But we aren't taking an L on this one, folks. I think we can do one more, and then we will call it. This was fun. It does take a while. Okay. Look at that. L. Got all our tools done. This shirt's ready to go. We have our L shape. This was all pleated up and we're ready to dye it now. I'm hoping that each one of these sections can kind of stay color. Today we've got marine violet, bright green, and turquoise from Jacquard. These are Procyon MX reactive dyes. They react with the fibers in the shirt. And we're gonna do this up. We'll bag it up overnight. These bottles tend to come out pretty quickly. So I have a little pipette if we need to get into some detailed areas. Why don't we start from, these are the sleeves. So we'll start from the sleeves and we'll work our way toward the center of the shirt, seeing how it goes. I'm gonna start with a pipette on some of these areas so that we're not wasting a ton of dye, and we'll see how it takes. Again, the sinew that we have tied around here is great for adding separation. So where we don't want it to dye or to transfer underneath, it will do a pretty good job of separating it out. I'm probably going to use mostly the violet and blue on these sections here. And then we'll save the green for the center section mostly. Oh, I really hope I don't spill this. Okay. We're going to use the pipette. It's a lot more accurate than the squirt bottles that I got off Amazon. Review is pending. I actually haven't written one yet, but I will. I'll write a review for Amazon on these bottles that I ordered, because not only is the nozzle not quite small enough for what I'd like, they leak, and I had quite a big disaster trying to fill these up. So I don't know what I did here, but let's we're alternating, so I'm going to fill these in. So once we've done one side, we'll flip it over and go to the other side. We got a little spill through there. That's okay. It'll give us some depth. This is cool. I just started using these pipettes, and they're doing a fabulous job of keeping the dye where I'd like it to. All right, put this to the side for now. Don't want to spill it. Let's get some green on the other side. So we're gonna get green going here. Just bright green, and it doesn't lie. I bet you this will look cool if we switch, because of the pleats. If we switch colors on opposite sides, might look kind of cool. So we might try that. I'm gonna start with this one. The other thing we could do, which I'm just thinking of now, is half and half split. Maybe on these last three, I'll do that with the purple. So we're gonna do blue just on the tops, and we'll do purple on the bottoms. Okay, cool. So we have a lot to fill in here as well. We're gonna take the pipette for these smaller areas, get them done. Okay, so I'll bag this up. We'll wait 24 hours or so. We'll come back to it and I will do the grand unveiling. We will see you tomorrow, probably moments later in this video, so see you soon.